Hello, this is Lisa of Diamonds and Stitches, and I am doing a Whips and Sips tonight on the collab piece with Cherri of Diamond Art Addiction. We will be uploading our videos today and showing you our collab piece that we've been working on for the last few weeks. And I will link all of Cherri's information down below in my description. And so you can go and have a look. Please go have a look at her videos. She just cracks me up. Like, seriously, cracks me up. And, you know, to make things interesting, we are doing some tags. And last week, I missed 2 of the questions in my tag, and so tonight I'm going to hope not to miss any more questions. This one is a 40 question tag, and it is I think the title of it was something along the lines of questions that you're never normally asked, you know, stuff like that. I don't know. Anyways, I'm trying to find things that are kind of interesting and give you another you know, view into us but anyways, because I had missed 2 of the questions last week, I did them in my Whips and Sips Saturday video or Sunday video of my Serene Siren triptych, which I finally finished. Yay! So I do have, there was my finished video, and then also the post review video, and I will link those down below just because well, I thought my pet peeves were funny, but I could have probably spent an hour discussing it, but more of it. Anyways, okay, so let's get on with these 40 so that we're not here all night. But also just wanted to let you know, a little bit about the painting. So we are doing it, if you are new and have not seen the collab piece with Cherri and I, Diamond Art Addiction. Again, her information will be linked down below. But we are doing I think we're calling this Rainbow Heart. We have a hashtag on Instagram, which also will be in the comments below. The difference that we are doing, it's a 60 by 45 canvas. I am doing it in square diamonds, and Cherri is doing it in round diamonds. And so that's really the difference. I think that round diamonds go a little faster than square diamonds. I think it takes a little longer to do square diamonds, just because placing them is a little more precise, I guess. And I'm not the fastest. Ooh, there was a lot of gross stuff on there. Come on, wax. Wow. Okay. I'm not the fastest diamond painter either, so mainly because I get myself all distracted. That's what it is. Okay, so but I have done quite a bit, and I'm going to say that I have started noticing some popping drills with this kit. And so for the last, I want to say the last 5 days, it's been residing between my mattress and box spring to help flatten it out a little bit, and also to get the drill stuck down. And I think that it has worked. I think it has worked. But when I peeled back the cover today, I noticed more rivers and bubbling, like a bunch. And I just took my my little razor blade and cut out a bunch and pushed them down before I started. But it's weird. It seems like more's happening, which I didn't know that could happen. So Yeah, so I don't know what that's about, but I am persevering because honestly, the colors to this are really pretty. Also, I think that the other difference between Cherri and I is that she's doing rounds, and I think hers was 40 colors. Mine has 45 colors in the squares. And so I have a few more colors than Cherri, and I'm not sure if that means that my confetti is a little more than what she has. I'm not sure, but you can see our progress anyways. We're week to week getting this done. I'm not quite even a third done, I guess. This is taking me a little longer than I expected, so I'm gonna have to do some binge painting. Okay, anyways, let's get into the tags so I don't bore you guys to death. All right, so like I said, there are 40 of them. So let's try and count and not miss any this week. Serious. All right, what's your favorite candle scent is number 1. I would say anything that's like coconutty, vanilla-y. I like that scent. I don't do like perfumey, flowery, rosy gardenias. Yeah, I don't really like those. But I do like kind of anything that kind of has like a coconut or very, very light, like a light, soft perfume smell, which I don't know what that would be. All right, number 2. What female celebrity do you wish was your sister? You know, kind of it's a toss-up between Jennifer Aniston or Julia Roberts. Yeah. Either one of them, I think, would be just kind of fun girls to be with. Yeah. Okay, what male celebrity do you wish was your brother? Well, as you know, Sylvester Stallone is my secret crush, so he can't be my brother. That would be weird. So, who would be my brother? Well, he's no longer around, but I think that John Candy would have been like the best brother. Like, I just feel like he would have been really funny, really, yeah, John Candy. Unfortunately, he's no longer around. So if I had to pick somebody who was still alive, who would I pick as my brother? You know, I can't think of anybody. Yeah, I can't think of anybody. John Candy. John Candy is who I'd want as my brother. Okay, number 4. Do you know a hoarder? I'm not going to admit that I might be a hoarder, so, and clearly I know myself, duh. No, actually, that's not true. My mom is a bit of a hoarder. Yeah, my mom's a bit of a hoarder. And then I do have a friend who is quite a hoarder. So, yeah, I do know a hoarder. Number 5, can you do a split? Not anymore. Those days are over. But I used to be able to do a split. I also used to be able to put both legs behind my head at one time as well. I wonder if that's on there. Okay. How old were you when you learned how to ride a bike? Okay, I remember being in Sherwood Park, and I remember my dad teaching me to ride a bike. So maybe without training wheels. I was probably 5 or 6, somewhere in there. Number 7, how many oceans have you swam in? 2. 2 oceans? 1 for sure. Possibly 2. I'm going to go with 1. Let's go with 1. Number 8, is anyone in your family in the Army? Not anymore, but my mom actually was an Army brat, so my grandpa was in the military, but he was actually Air Force, And so they lived on base and traveled a lot until my mom was, I think, a teenager. And then my grandpa retired and they settled down in Ontario. Number 9. What would you name your daughter if you had one? Well, I do have one, and I named her after my grandpa's mom, which is Emily. I just thought that it was a very, very feminine name for a very feminine girl. And I did not realize how popular her name was because I hadn't heard her name a lot, you know, when I was pregnant with her and stuff. And so, but when she went to junior high, I think that there were like 7 Emilys on the drill team. And so, yeah, it became a little more popular than I thought it would be. My mom always thought that I was going to name a daughter Carly because I loved Carly Simon, but actually it was Stevie Nicks that I actually liked more. And I always thought that Stevie would be a really cute name for a girl, but when Em was born, she didn't look like a Stevie in any way, shape, or form. So she got Emily. Number 10, what would you name your son if you had one? Well, I have 3 sons, and and they are all named, you know, names that I love, but my first son, I actually had a completely different name picked out for him, and we made the mistake of telling some people what the name was, which was Coleman. I thought that Cole for short, was a really cute name. I really liked it. I thought that it sounded nice, that in the future, if he became, you know, like a CEO, it still sounded good. If he was a doctor, it sounded good. And everybody looked at me and said, "Oh, you mean like the camping equipment? You can't name a kid named Cole. Cole's an awful name to name your kid." And so they wrecked it for me. And so none of my children have the name Cole or Coleman or any variation of it in their names at all. And, but I still did get the C name. He is a Connor. And again, popular name that at the time we hadn't heard of many Connors until, you know, we named him, and then everybody and their aunt's uncle's cousin had a, you know, knew of somebody named Connor. So there's that. Okay. What's the worst grade you got on a test? Well, an F. I was not always the best in school. I had subjects that I really liked, which was English and social studies. Math, unless it was, you know, when I got to high school and then we did accounting, that I could do. I loved accounting. I always wanted to be an accountant. Well, when I got to high school, I thought that that would probably be a better job, seeing as science and math were not my strong suit, so I was never going to be an oceanographer. But yeah, so I did really well there, but dang, science and we did not get along, and so I received many an F in school because I was not good at it. Okay, let me see here. I lost my space. What was your favorite TV show when you were a child? Okay, we did not watch a lot of TV when I was young. My mom just didn't, you know, believe in it. So if I did watch TV, it was either the Disney Channel on Sunday night or, you know, obviously we got to watch like the Christmas stuff, you know, in the holidays. But I think that it was, when I was, probably, when did we move to our house? 4th grade. So I watched a lot of, Little House on the Prairie. I loved that show. It was a good show. Yeah, I liked watching Little House on the Prairie. And then, like I said, we watched the Sunday Disney hour or movie, whatever it was. But yeah, we did not watch the excessive amount of TV back when I was growing up that certainly I do now, or my children do. So yeah, so Little House on the Prairie, I think, is probably definitely one that I remember. 13. What did you dress up as on Halloween when you were 8? I can't remember when I was 8 because we hadn't moved from Sherwood Park yet. And I really truly don't remember a lot of growing up there. But I do remember that I was Frankenstein's bride for a very long time, like a lot of years. I was Frankenstein's bride. And my brother was Frankenstein. Haha. Okay, number 14. Have you read any of the Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight series? Yes to the Harry Potter, sort of to Twilight, and I think I read one of the Hunger Games books, but we watched the movies instead. And yeah. And I love reading books. I actually, when Harry Potter first came out, my son was still in junior high, my first son. And so, but it was a book that we would read together, and we would read a couple of chapters. And so he would read a page and I would read a page, and he has a love of books like I do. And so it was really fun to be able to read that with him. And then the other kids would, sit around us and listen, because they did not have the same love of reading as we did. Number 15, would you rather have an American accent or a British accent? Well, definitely a British accent, I think. Being Canadian and Queen's English and all that, pip pip, whatever. I'm not even going to embarrass myself and try for a British accent. I mean, yeah, maybe if I'd practiced it beforehand, but I didn't, so I'm not going to embarrass myself and try. So, but yeah, I think that that a British accent would be kind of fun. Yeah. Number 16, are your grandparents still married? Well, if they had not died, yes, they would still be married. My grandparents' generation was, you stayed married until, death, basically, for better, for worse, sickness and health, richer or poorer. That is how they lived, and both sets of grandparents were married until they died. Number 17, have you ever taken karate lessons? No. My children have, but I have not. Number 18, do you know who Kermit the Frog is? Yes, I know Kermit. Kermit is the best. And his girlfriend, Miss Piggy, she thought that she was the girlfriend. But yes, who doesn't like a Kermit? Of course I know Kermit the Frog. He also was kind of a staple growing up and watching the Muppets. Love the Muppets. Number 19, what language besides your native tongue would you like to be fluent in? I think Italian would be kind of cool. I'm not fluent in French. I know it-ish, and it's Canadian French, so it's a little different. But I think I could maybe not hold an exact conversation, but I could kind of pick it up, seeing as it is something that, we learned in elementary on. So we were immersed in French Canadian French. But I think, yeah, Italian seems like it would be kind of a fun, and every once in a while, I would love to know, what is it, Vietnamese? Yeah, is it Vietnamese? When you're at a nail salon, just so that you knew what they were talking about. Like, how cool would that be? To be able to go, oh, I know what you're saying about me. Yeah. Every once in a while, kind of think that that would be cool, but I think Asian languages are super hard to learn. My son did Japanese when he was in high school, and it was hard. It was hard to learn. So, yeah, I want something that's easy, and Italian is what, the language of love, right? So, I think that would be fun. Number 20. Do you spell the color as gray, Grey, or gray, Gray? Grey is how I used to spell it. But I have become Americanized, and so I spell it Gray now. Or is it the other way around? No, I spell it Grey. I do spell it, I normally spell it Grey, and then I get corrected. Is your father bald? Well, my dad died 13 years ago. So, but he was thinning. So potentially, if he had lived longer than 65 years, he may have been bald. I'm trying to think if my grandpa was bald. I don't think my grandpa was bald. But they definitely had receding hairlines, and then they had, like, you know, the crown on the top of your head in the back there, where cowlicks normally are. He was starting to thin there when, you know, when he turned, like, no, I kind of always, no, he had hair. He just had, like, receding hairline, and he was potentially going a little bald in the back. Number 22. Do you know triplets? No, I don't know triplets. No, I don't. 23. Do you prefer Titanic or The Notebook? Oh, that's tough, you guys. Titanic. Still Titanic. I still get the warm fuzzies over Titanic when I watch it. And I always cry. Every single time. So, but The Notebook was really good. Yeah, no, I'm going to go with Titanic still. Titanic is epic. It's epic. Yeah. Number 24. Have you ever had Indian food? Oh, yes. And I love Indian food. Though a lot of times they will put nuts in their food because, you know, it's a source of protein, right? And sometimes they don't always tell you, and I'm highly allergic to nuts. So I try to make sure that I am fully aware of what the dishes are when I'm eating them. But their Indian curry is some of the best curry ever. Like, I'm pretty food adventurous, as long as it's, you know, nut free, because apparently my children don't want me to die. It's not a good thing. And I don't either. It's not fun when your tongue swells up and you can't breathe, and then your face swells up like a balloon, and nobody really needs to hear about what goes on. So, but just know that my children have seen twice, I think, that they have been alive, their mother. not been in the best, because I have eaten something unbeknownst to me that did not have any indication that there were nuts in it, until it was too late. So, still here, still alive, as my granddaughter loves to say, still alive. But yes, I do. I love me a good Indian brunch, or there's an Indian place next to us, kind of. It's probably 20 minutes away, but they have like a Indian buffet. Oh, yeah, it's so good. It is so good. Okay. Have you ever had Indian food? Okay, number 25. What's the name of your favorite restaurant? Okay, I have a few favorite restaurants, and again, it depends on what it is that I'm going to eat, but I think that one of, like, a restaurant that I go to a lot and I really like is Maggiano's. It's Italian food. I love the Maggiano's salad. It is so very good. And if somebody says, oh, where do you want to meet up for like happy hour or drinks or whatever, and we're close to one, I'm like, hey, let's meet at Maggiano's. So I do like Maggiano's. And then I have like other restaurants that, you know, I like. There's a Chinese restaurant close to us called the Golden Peacock, and I really like that one. We've been going there for years, and then I have like a favorite Thai place, and I have a favorite teriyaki place, but I guess I would say, like, if I was gonna go to kind of a classier, dressier kind of restaurant, it would be Maggiano's. Okay. Number 26. Have you ever been to Olive Garden? Yes, I have been to Olive Garden many times, and kind of a funny story. How long have I? Oh yeah. Kind of a funny story. So, the guy that I am with now, I got divorced after 26 years of marriage, and you know, I put my toe in the dating ring, and I will talk about this a lot later, but anyways, our very first date was Olive Garden, and this is how he asked me if I wanted to go to Olive Garden. We'd been talking back and forth, you know, in text for a really long time, and then all of a sudden, you know, we're having great conversation, and we'd been talking for like days and everything, right? And so then all of a sudden he says to me, hey, have you ever been to Olive Garden? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, do you like Olive Garden? And I'm like, yeah, it's okay, you know, I don't mind an Olive Garden. And he's like, so would you like to go there? And I'm like, sure. And he's like, as in, like, we'll meet up and go there for dinner? And I'm like, as in a date? Oh my gosh, it was really, really funny. But like, for him, Olive Garden is like, you know, like not a 5-star restaurant, but like a good, classy place to go, right? And because he is an appliance tech, and you know, he does a lot of drive-through. He does a lot of drive-through for his you know, when he's on the road working and stuff. And so, like, for him to go to a sit-down restaurant, you know, he doesn't, like, it's Applebee's and Red Robin or Olive Garden, which was like a dateable place. And so I just thought it was just so very, very cute. It was just really sweet, and he's the sweetest. But anyways, that was, and you know, of course, we met at Olive Garden, and we're together ever since. So anyway, so there's something to that Olive Garden. Oh my goodness. All right. 27. Do you belong to any warehouse stores, i.e. Costco, BJ's, etc.? I don't know what BJ's is. What is BJ's? I've never heard of BJ's. Anyways, Costco. Yes, I belong to Costco. I have belonged to Costco since Costco became a thing. Yeah, like when Costco came to Canada, I think that I was probably one of their very, very first members in Edmonton, Alberta. And I probably even have, okay, sadly, I probably even have my very, very first card. And then when we moved here, we had to get like all new cards. And I insisted that they put the date that I started being a member at Costco, because they were going to like, just do us as new members in the US. And I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. Like, I want to keep like any benefits that, or anything like that. I want it to say that I started in 1991. And they did. They put it on. And so my card, I think my card still says a member since 1991. It's a long time. Oh my goodness. All right. What would your parents have named you if you were the opposite gender? I honestly don't know what my name would have been if I was a boy. Like, I have a brother who was born after me. He's my little brother. But and his name's Corey, but I don't think that was the name that they would have chosen if I was a boy. First, I do know that my mom was going to call me Heidi, because she loved the name Heidi, because what was popular back then, the Sound of Music, and she loved the name Heidi. And thankfully, my grandma talked her out of it, because not only do I not look like a Heidi, but my grandma just didn't. She did not love the name. She did not love the name. And our middle names are all Marie. The first girls are all Marie. And she just didn't think that Heidi Marie sounded great. And so then I got named after Priscilla and Elvis's daughter, Lisa Marie. She was born a couple of years before me, or just before me. I don't remember. Anyways, so yeah, I am not specifically named after her, but everybody thinks that because my name is Lisa Marie, that I was. But no, it just happened that my middle name was always going to be Marie, and then I just got named Lisa. Better than Heidi, I guess, just because it doesn't suit me. Like, I don't think I'm a Heidi. Okay, number 29. If you have a nickname, what is it? I did. So growing up, I was Lippy Lisa, and because I was Lippy, I was a lippy little girl, and so my dad would call me Lippy Lisa, or my mom would call me Lippy Lisa when I was being naughty, and then what else is my nickname? My ex-husband used to call me Supreme Oppressor. Should have been an indication, right? And then my current guy just calls me his queen. So yeah. But I'm sure behind my back that other people that I know have some choice names that that would be names, right? Not a nickname. So, but yeah, when I was growing up, Lippy Lisa, or Lisi. My dad used to call me Lisi a lot. I miss him. He was a very nice, sweet gentleman. Okay, number 30. Who's your favorite person in the world? Well, I guess, obviously he's no longer alive, but My dad, I still want to say my dad was not only a good influence, you know, a good role model, but he really was one of my top favorite people. The other one was my great grandpa Smart. He and I, like, he was how old was he? He was exactly 70. I don't remember now. But he must have been 70 years older than me, almost to the day. I don't remember. But anyways, he was just a gentle, kind man. And when I was little, like 1, 2, I lived with my grandparents for a little while because my mom was pregnant with my little brother and she had a really hard time. And so I lived with my grandparents, and my great grandpa lived with my grandparents. He was my grandma's dad. And Grandpa Smart was just, he also had red hair when he was younger. And so he loved to just sit and brush my hair and talk. And, you know, he was just, when I was little, he was definitely one of my favorite people. And then he ended up in a nursing home when I was 10. I think I was 10. And so every year that, you know, I spent summers with my grandparents, we would go to their nursing home every day. And I just remember, like, it was probably one of my most favorite parts of the day was going to see Grandpa Smart and sitting with him. And he was just so sweet. He was just so sweet. And then I have, you know, lots of people that I like a lot and like spending time with. But as for favorite people, like, yeah, I think it would be my dad and my great grandpa. Number 31. Would you rather live in a rural, oh my gosh, oh wow, rural area or in the suburbs? Why was that so difficult? I guess the suburbs. So I'm actually a big kind of city girl. I mean, I like the idea of being out in the country and, you know, a little bit more secluded and stuff, but I think I go stir crazy after a while. I grew up in the city, like in my true, like, growing years. And so, you know, that's what I knew. And I just knew, you know, sounds and traffic and lights and noise and being able to walk to everything close and kind of having the you know, everybody knew everybody in our neighborhood, in our city. And I mean, that's what I knew. And so coming to the suburbs for me was really hard. Because you drive everywhere that you want to, even to the grocery store or, you know, like the library. Like everything that I went to was walkable, or you took a bus and it wasn't horrible. You didn't truly have to get in a car and drive anywhere unless you were going to like the mall, or, you know, you were going to visit like family or something, friends. But for the most part, you know, our corner store had, you know, almost everything that you needed, grocery wise, or the Safeway was not too far. There was a drugstore really close. The library was close. Shopping and restaurants were easy, walkable to get to. like everything was, and we were close to a bus line, and so you got downtown really quick, and yeah, everything was just a different way of life. And so yeah, I guess if I had to say, I would still live in the suburbs, but it's too bad that there isn't an option to live in the city, because that's where I would live. 32, can you whistle? Yes, I can whistle, and I think I whistle not horrible. I can kind of carry a tune with my whistling. So, and I enjoy it, but learning how was a huge struggle, because I couldn't do it for a really long time. Number 33, do you sleep with a nightlight? Yes, kind of. I'm one of those people that don't like, I don't like silence. I have a really hard time with silence. And so, and I also am actually afraid of the dark. And so I either fall asleep with either my side light on, or even my room light on, a TV on. I'm really bad about that. I have even, and I'm lucky that, most, like my partner now, he doesn't care. Like if I want the light on, or I have our end table light is on, he'll just put, like, the pillow over his eyes, or a shirt over his eyes or something, and fall asleep. And I'm like, oh, that's so inconsiderate of me, and so I try to keep it down. But if I'm by myself, or I'm at home, with my kids and stuff, nope, I fall asleep with the light on. Or I have a nightlight in the bathroom. I have a nightlight in the hall. And yeah, I don't like to be in the dark. 34, do you eat breakfast every morning? No. I would like to, though. Like, when somebody else makes breakfast for me, I love it when somebody else makes breakfast. But I am not a morning person per se. And so by the time that I am rushing out the door to get things done and stuff, breakfast is the least of my concerns, which I then pay for the rest of the day, because either I'm starving and then I make poor choices. But my boyfriend loves breakfast, and it is not unusual on the weekends for us to have, hash browns, pancakes, eggs, bacon, you name it, waffles. He likes breakfast. So if we're together on the weekends, most of the time he's making breakfast, and yes, then I will eat it. But if I had to do it myself, no. I'm lucky if I can remember to have like a yogurt at 11 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I'm bad about that. 35. How many times have you been into the hospital? I don't know. It's been a lot. If it's for me personally, I was in the hospital to get my tonsils out. I have been to the ER several times. But for stays at the hospital, that would have been when I got my tonsils out, and then when they were trying to figure out if I had like a heart condition or not. And then I was in the hospital for all of my children's births, so 4 times there. And then I've been in the hospital many a time with my children or even some friends. I've gone to the hospital for friends. And then also when my dad was in the hospital, I was there for that too. So if it's just me personally, I can remember 5 times, but then also I've been to ER quite a bit, but for hospital stays, 5. And then, other people that I have been to the hospital for. Okay. 36. Have you ever seen Finding Nemo? Yes. What a great movie. Like, it's so stinking cute. And who can't love Dory? Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. She's so cute. And poor Nemo, who's just so neurotic. But yeah, no, that was a great movie. And I can't think of a better person, than Ellen DeGeneres to be Dory. That was a cute movie. And my kids were little when it came out, so completely appropriate for me to have seen it many, many, many times. 37. What's the last compliment you got? What's the last compliment I got? I know that, well, I got one the other day from my granddaughter when we were on the way to dropping her off at camp, and I was putting mascara on, and she said, "Grammy, why are you putting mascara on?" And I said, "Well, honey, because I don't want to scare people." And she goes, "Well, why would you scare people?" And I said, "Well, because Grammy looks better with makeup on." And she goes, "Oh, I think you're pretty, no matter if you have makeup on or not." That was adorable. And then, my boyfriend is always giving me compliments about how nice I look or whatever. But I think the most memorable that I just received the other day is from my little, who said that I was pretty no matter what, because she's adorbs. She is adorable. Okay. 38. Do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? Sometimes. I wouldn't say usually. Sometimes I remember them. Sometimes I remember them, and I can replay them back. And I'm going to be so super honest here. I'm not a morning person. And if I do remember my dreams, I don't examine, why I remember that dream. And so then sometimes, like, I don't really, I don't think too much about it. So, and maybe I should. I don't know. But I'm not a morning person, so I don't think to, I'm so begrudgingly awake, and then, so busy first thing in the morning, getting things together, getting the little ready for either school or camp, myself ready for work, whatever the case is, and, dogs, and so I'm, from the moment my feet hit the floor, I'm on the go, and so I don't really sit back and think too much about what I may have remembered from a dream. Okay. 39. What flavored tea do you enjoy? If I drink tea, it is normally like a something mint. I really like mint tea. If it's a cold tea, I really like passion fruit. Is that what it is? Passion tea lemonade from Starbucks. But for the most part, I don't drink a lot of tea. I can't do caffeine, and so many teas have caffeine in them. Or I don't like fruity flavored teas, and so yeah, I drink I drink a lot more flavored water in the form of coffee, cappuccino, blend, whatever it is, that is not, it does not have caffeine in it. It's just a flavored powder. And so yeah, but if I was going to pick something, it would probably be like a Moroccan mint or some kind of mint, because that's what I like. Number 40. Oh my gosh, you guys, this went really fast. Number 40. How many pairs of shoes do you currently own? I'm going to say conservatively 30-ish pairs, maybe even more. And that's not even what just either broke, I gave away, or threw out actually these last couple of weeks. I broke a couple of pairs of my summer shoes. They were old. I keep shoes for a really long time because I love shoes. And you know, the glue was wearing out. They just don't make them the way they used to. And so, yeah, the glue wore out and the shoe fell apart. So, a couple of pairs did that just recently. So, but yeah, I would say conservatively, I have about 35 current pairs of shoes. And then, I noticed they didn't say anything about boots on there, but I also have boots too. I love some shoes. I am a shoe and purse kind of girl. I love to go to Nordstrom Rack and pick up 2, 3, 4 pairs of shoes easy. I love shoes, you guys. I love shoes. Shoes are pretty, and I get a lot of compliments on my shoes too, because yeah, I really like shoes. So that's it, you guys. 40 questions, and I did it under an hour. That's crazy. Maybe if I could say rural, oh my gosh. Rural area. Is that it? Rural area? Sure, that sounds good. Oh my gosh, really? Yep, I'm cracking myself up, like seriously. So yeah, under an hour, you guys, I got all 40 done. That's crazy. So, and I got quite a bit done, honestly, on this diamond painting. I'm going to continue on again tonight and maybe get the rest of this color, this heart done, this shape in here. Yeah, and then show you guys a progress picture. But so please go and check out Cherri's video as well and listen to her answers. I can't wait because she's really funny, and this is just such a great way to get to know people and you know what they are like and how they answer things, because dang, some of these are, yeah, I would never have thought to volunteer that kind of information. So that it's kind of fun. So next week we're going to have another tag and continue on with our diamond painting, and hopefully I will have a little bit more progress to show you. And as well, I finally am going to start the process of my giveaway, and so stay tuned for that. I'm still trying to figure out how exactly to get that done, because I think I have a lot more diamond painter subscribers than I have stitching subscribers, and now I'm kind of wondering if maybe I should have 2 different channels for my, I don't know, I'm thinking about my process. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but in any event, I will be doing a giveaway here pretty soon, and And so watch for information on that. I'm hoping that by, you know, I'm hoping by the weekend that I will get it together and create the video for that. And I have a couple of unboxings to do. I received a couple of things. I broke my no-buy, my self-imposed no-buy. And so I have a couple of kits to show you. I'm pretty excited about that. And yeah, so I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday and the rest of the week and the upcoming weekend. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.